quite a voice you have there,
The
Cameron.
caffeine kicked in. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I had my caffeine before the show, and I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. And listen, if you really want to hear Cameron really sing, along with myself,
Yes.
come visit us at Evening Special. It starts at 5 p.m.
Yes.
It's a live show, 5 to 7. And around 6:30, we have our little 불코너 section.
Yeah.
Singing session.
Every Friday, 6:30 p.m., we will teach you some of the English lyrics,
Right.
and then we'll sing together.
Okay, very good. All right. We have a business dialogue for you today, and it is end of the year meeting. Let's talk about our targets.
Yes.
Now, this is very much biz lingo, business language.
Yes.
What do they mean by target? Target.
So your target is your goal.
Yeah.
But I feel like we use goal in our personal life, and target does feel a little
More
businessy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's an exact number. So you'd say, like, your target is $1 million in sales. Like, it's a very clear thing. Whereas a goal would be, it can be very exact, but it could be very, I don't know, very vague.
Yeah.
I want to raise my, sales this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something weird like that.
All right. So target is a word that is often used in the office. Let's look at our 3 expressions that we're going to cover. Raise the bar, which is also very kind of like businessy.
Yeah.
Raise the bar, B-A-R. What's going on? What does this mean?
We can talk about maybe the origin or the imagery a little later, but it basically means to raise the standard or raise the expectations of something.
If you say heads, like my head, H-E-A-D, will roll, R-O-L-L, this is another fun one.
Yeah, heads will roll. This has maybe kind of a dark origin, but it means that people will be punished, and they're going to be really punished. Very severely.
And if you say one's hands are tied.
These are all really funny expressions
I know they are,
today.
aren't they?
But this means you can't do anything. Like, there's nothing, I have no capability often to help someone. It has to be this way.
Okay, all right. So these are the expressions that we're going to look at. Let's go ahead and listen to the dialogue.
Let's talk about our targets for 2024. The CEO still expects an increase over this year's sales goal.
If they raise the bar to such an unattainable number, what happens if we miss our target again?
Then I suppose heads will roll next December.
This isn't fair. That's almost a 20% increase from this year.
It isn't fair, but my hands are tied. We'll find solutions and work on this together.
Then we should start solving this year's problems now, so we don't repeat them next year.
Okay, let's take a look at the dialogue. Max begins by saying, let's talk about our targets for 2024. The CEO still expects an increase over this year's sales goal. Okay, so he, right off the bat, right from the beginning, let's talk about our targets for next year. Basically saying, let's talk about our goals for next year.
Yes.
Okay, so they want increase in sales next year. And Sylvie says, if they raise the bar to such an unattainable number, what happens if we miss our target again?
Yeah.
Okay, important question. Let's break it up.
Okay, first, we have the expression raise the bar. So this is raise the standards, raise the expectations.
Right.
So it's like what is normal is not good enough anymore.
Right.
We need to be better than the last time.
Right. So Sylvie is saying if they raise the bar, if they raise the expectation to such an unattainable number, okay, if they raise it this much and it is unattainable, this is our power vocab. What does this mean?
So first let's look at the word attain.
Attain.
A-T-T-A-I-N. And attain means to receive something. You get it. And then if you put able at the end, attainable means you can receive it, you can get it. And then if you do unattainable, it's the opposite. It's too much. It's either too difficult or too expensive to reach that level or to receive something.
Right. So Sylvie is saying if they put a goal this high and we cannot reach that goal, what happens if we miss our target again?
Right.
So in 2024, what if we don't, we miss the target? And what does Max say?
Then I suppose heads will roll next December.
Okay, this is really, really fun. Okay, not fun, but funny expression. I suppose is our power pattern.
Yeah.
If you say I suppose, what are you really saying?
You're saying I think, I guess. It's like this is my guess. But it's usually a guess that has a little bit of confidence behind it.
Yeah.
You're 70 or 80% sure.
Yeah.
I suppose this is probably going to happen.
Right. Because you could say, I think.
Yeah.
Is kind of, like maybe 50%.
Yeah, think is weaker than suppose.
Is much weaker. Right. I suppose heads will roll.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. This reminds me of Catherine, what is the French? Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette?
Marie Antoinette, yes.
Yeah, Marie Antoinette or Catherine the Great from
Catherine
Russia.
the Great, yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yes, it is kind of in that realm because the imagery is someone getting their head cut off.
Right.
And their head rolling
Rolls?
on the ground.
Right.
So that is the origin, the very dark origin of this expression.
Right.
But now we just use it to mean that people will be severely punished.
Yes.
In a business setting, it probably means that people will get fired.
Fired, right. That's the ultimate punishment.
Right?
Yeah.
In the same way that you say like 자르들 잘린다
Jalinda, yeah.
in Korean, very similarly, they're going to cut off your head if you do not reach this goal. Heads will roll.
Yeah, you are going in for the guillotine.
Yeah.
They are going to
Capitate.
decapitate your head. Okay. Oh, no. So Max is saying, well, it looks like next year, if we don't meet our target, we're going to get fired, right?
Yeah.
And Sylvie says, this isn't fair. That's almost a 20% increase from this year. Okay, it was already hard this year.
Yeah.
They're increasing again next year?
20%?
That's a lot.
Ooh.
And Max says,
It isn't fair, but my hands are tied. We'll find solutions and work on this together.
okay, so, yeah, Max acknowledges, he agrees, it's not fair, but my hands are tied. When your hands are tied, what condition are you in?
You cannot really use them freely.
Yeah.
Think about, in movies, like they take a rope and they tie
Yes.
someone to a chair and they put the hands behind their back and tie
Right.
that. That's the situation.
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
Right.
Like,
You're tied.
This is, I can't use my hands to fix this.
Right.
It's just the way it is. Sorry, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
I can't do anything. Yeah, that's a good visual, right? And we'll find solutions and work on this together. So he's like, well, we'll just do our best, basically. And Sylvie says, then we should start solving this year's problems now so we don't repeat them next year. Remember, this year, they also didn't meet their sales target. So then upper management increasing 20%, well, it's almost impossible.
I think the upper management, the bosses, are a little unrealistic.
Unrealistic. Come on.
Come on.
Let's be real. Okay. Let's listen to that one more time.
Let's talk about our targets for 2024. The CEO still expects an increase over this year's sales goal.
If they raise the bar to such an unattainable number, what happens if we miss our target again?
Then I suppose heads will roll next December.
This isn't fair. That's almost a 20% increase from this year.
It isn't fair, but my hands are tied. We'll find solutions and work on this together.
Then we should start solving this year's problems now, so we don't repeat them next year.
Let's have a quick review through Power Note on pages 118 and 19. If you raise the bar, think of bar as standards. So
Yeah.
you're raising the standards.
Yeah, it's
expectations.
If you think of sports, you know how you have the high jump?
Yeah.
Where
Right.
they have to jump over a bar.
Right.
When you raise that bar, you have to jump higher.
Higher.
And that becomes the new expectation
Yes.
if you want to pass on to the next round.
Right. Okay, so here is our example dialogue. You're lucky you got a job when you did. I heard it's getting harder now.
Yeah, most companies are raising the bar for entry-level employees. It's so true, though. Nowadays, you look at the conditions, the qualifications you have to start a job.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have 3 years of experience for an entry-level job.
Well, you know, a 부장님 here at EBS was telling me that she was in charge of hiring, interviewing, and she was shocked to see the applications, you know, the profiles.
Yeah.
Because they were overqualified.
Yeah.
Most of the people who were applying for a position at EBS were like overqualified.
Yeah, most of these, like the student, you can't just go to college anymore.
No.
You gotta go to college. You've got to get all
Grad
of the
school.
certifications,
Right.
grad school, internships. It's not easy.
Not easy, for sure. All right. John raised the bar for track and field athletes after setting 4 different records.
Yeah.
So what did John do?
He made 4 new records. He got the highest.
Yeah.
So now the expectation is so much higher for everyone else.
So he said. So the sentence is saying that an athlete, because of an athlete's amazing performance, it's like now people are going to expect more.
Yes.
From other athletes.
Yeah. And so this could be, you know, if you're trying to get a job or an athlete, even artists.
Yeah.
Let's look at K-pop.
Okay.
You go back to K-pop in like the 2000s, even 2010.
Yeah.
And you compare it to now.
Now?
Like, the bar has been raised. There have been...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Too high.
I love old K-pop.
Yeah.
But...
Now?
The skill level is a little different.
They're dancing.
They're singing.
Choreography. Yeah.
Visual. Okay, visuals used to be in K-pop groups. There was always an ugly person in the group. I won't name names, but like every group is like, okay, they're not so pretty anymore, or they're not so handsome.
Yeah, but they're really good singers.
Yeah, but they're a good singer.
Yeah.
Now, you have to be everything.
Everything.
A dancer, a singer, a rapper, a good-looking.
Right.
Yeah, and different group. Every generation has raised the bar for what people expect from
so true.
Like a K-pop group.
You see, I mean, this is why I'm so lucky. I feel very lucky, Cameron.
We're so lucky to be old.
I'm lucky because the bar was not very high when I was young.
Well, I think, you know, it's just relative. When you were young, the bar was so much higher than, like, your grandparents were.
Yeah, I guess so.
It changes.
It does. Okay. All right. Heads will roll means people will be punished severely.
Yeah.
So basically, though, it kind of depends on the context. So in the dialogue, it was like, oh, you're going to lose your job.
Yes.
Okay. The general is really angry that the enemy was able to blow up the bridge.
Heads will roll when he finds out who was supposed to guard it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of in history, you know, you have like certain generals in an army, or even like kings, or different leaders of countries that are known for being very, very fierce, very mean, and if you do one thing wrong, they just kill you, or fire you.
Yeah. Heads will roll when I find out who broke my priceless vase.
Yeah, Mom could say this.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, no, you're not going to get killed, and I'm not going to fire you.
Yeah.
But if a mom is so angry that heads will roll, it means you're going to get punished.
Yeah.
I'm going to take away your phone for 1 month. Okay. It's a form of punishment.
Yes. And this is often used in the future tense. So you don't talk about this so much in the past tense.
Yes.
Heads rolled.
Yeah.
It's usually kind of like a threat or a warning.
Right.
When I find out, heads will roll.
Yeah.
Or if we mess up, heads will roll.
Right.
So this is most often used in the future. And definitely never used in the present.
That's right.
Heads are rolling. Does not work.
Oh my gosh, there's a head.
Look at the head rolling. George, he got fired. Look at his head rolling. We cannot say it in that way. It's only in the future as a threat or a warning.
That's an excellent point,
for
Cameron.
severe punishment.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
They are not rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny. Okay. So, one's hands are tied means that, you know what? I cannot do anything.
Yes.
I cannot help you.
Mm-mm.
I cannot fix the situation.
Yes.
It is tied.
It is tied.
Okay. Can you give me a bigger discount if I buy 2 pairs of shoes?
I'm sorry, but my hands are tied. I can't give anyone a discount.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I think it is important to note that it's not that you do not have the ability in the actual physical sense. It's that because of rules, regulations, something your boss said, you are not allowed to do something.
Okay, right. That's right.
So the ability is not that you might want to do something and you might be able to do it physically, but if like the boss said no, or that goes against the law, or it goes against rules, then that's when you would say, sorry, my hands are tied. I can't do it.
I can't do it. I'm unable to help you.
Yes.
My hands are tied. I can't approve any construction applications without approval. Oh, couldn't you sign this off? Can't you give me the permission?
I'm sorry, my hands are tied. I need to get approval from someone else.
Yeah. So it's a great way of saying I can't help you. And it's not because I don't want to help you. I just can't.
I'm not allowed to.
I don't have the authority to help you. My hands are tied.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose is our power pattern.
Yes, this is like I think or I guess, but there is a certain amount of confidence in it often, like 70, 80% that you think this is the correct response.
I suppose prices will increase along with inflation.
I suppose things will change under new management. I've got a pretty good feeling, a good guess about this.
That's right. Okay. Now, we have the word unattainable on page 120, which means that it's impossible or nearly impossible to get.
Yeah, you cannot receive it or you cannot reach that level.
That's right. Do check out the definition on page 120, and let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업과 승진